Deserves this honor, not just for his renowned work with crowns. Tim was described to me recently by our good friend Hugh Swift as a man who was often wrong but never in doubt. And I think we needed that to be able to pull off what he did at USD. Tim's really a visionary. He and Johnny played rugby at San Diego State the year prior to the formation of the club at USD. And Tim realized that the only way that any team was going to let him take the field in an actual rugby game was if he started his own club, made himself president, coach, and captain. Thus, USD Rugby was born. None of us really knew a thing about the game except Tim and Johnny, so we didn't know any better when Tim had our first practice and didn't bring a ball. We ended up using one of the guy's flip-flops. The practice ended early because the guy with the flip-flop had to go to class. Given that the guy left rugby practice to go to class was a pretty clear indicator he was not going to last long on our team. USD Rugby has come a long way from that auspicious start, and in no small measure it's because of Tim and Johnny. Tim had the vision to see that in spite of the severely deficient understanding of the game, there were some phenomenal athletes to recruit. Guys like Mike DeRoche, Eric Ziegler, Doug Holmes, Chris Pascal, Tim Hoffman, Jack Mason, and of course Ben Lubon. Tim was able to take athletes like these and teach them the incredible game of rugby. He also had the vision to make sure he recruited some personalities who were also gifted athletes, like Bobby McDonald, Mama G, Matty Sandoval, Joey Hines, and some guy named Caligula who just showed up in a van one day that I think he lived in. But these guys played the game fiercely and kept the after parties lively, and of course at the center of it all was Tim. He recognized early on that for us to improve as a team, we needed to get experienced coaches to lead practices and manage the games. Tim taught us a great deal in his tenure as forwards coach, but he eventually handed us off to the likes of Tiu Wiley and Ted Wallace, both renowned Kiwi coaches who upped our game immensely. Tim's greatest attribute, however, may have been as USD Rugby spokesman. He represented us extremely well in the rugby community. He had strong connections to other clubs and parlayed those into opportunities for the team. We entered many tournaments and performed admirably, in some cases taking home the championship, in other cases taking home buckets of raw shrimp, as Chris mentioned about the Tucson tournament. Tim was also very adept at being our front man when it came to dealing with the university. One of his first moves was to recruit Father Mac as our team padre. Whenever a member of the team had been accused of violating some school policy, Tim would turn to Father Mac, who would swear that they were just some fine Catholic boys blowing off some steam. Tim adeptly managed our growth in those first few years and laid the foundation for what we all experience today. He is one of the smartest guys I've ever met, and I can't thank him enough for introducing me to the greatest game ever conceived and the opportunity for the lifelong friendships that I have developed because of the game of rugby. There's no one that deserves this honor more than Tim, so please join me in welcoming to the podium our Hall of Fame inductee.
The Masters. Very nice. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Greg. The gathering tonight is incredible. We have 40 years of great rugby athletes, coaches, and social members here tonight. I want to especially recognize the social members because they're as much part of rugby as the players and the coaches, and they sometimes get forgotten, or overlooked. I'm very proud to stand before you tonight, and I am honored as a recipient of the recognition you have bestowed on me. Each of us has milestones that are life-changing. For example, when my wife Christy agreed to marry me, and I don't know why she did, but she did. And when my two boys, Patrick and Matthew, who are here today, were born. Aside from those events, the most important milestone in my life was the time I spent at USD. It changed me, and it changed my future for the better. USD was and is a wonderful community of people, ideas, social activities, and academics. Like many of my schoolmates, it was something I had never experienced before, and something I found to be great and incredible. 40 years later, when I look back at my years at USD, I think about those times and how amazing and fun and challenging they were. For me anyway, these were the best times that I will cherish forever. The most important thing I gained at USD, though, and the essence of why USD was such an important milestone in my life, were the friends I gained at USD. Friendships that have lasted 40 years. Every week of every month of each of these past 40 years, I talk to or email or go hunting with or hang out with at least one of you who have joined us here tonight. You've given me your friendship. You have been a part of my wedding. You've joined me on vacations. You have come to my family's funerals, and you are here tonight. I want to thank you all for your friendship and great memories, and I want to thank USD for making that possible. One of the many things at USD that helped forge these lifelong friendships that are so important was the USD rugby family. And I call it a family because that's what it was, and that's what it is. It's not just a sport played by the 30 guys on the team. It's everyone else. The rugby family was all the social members as well. In our time, it was the Rugger Huggers, it was Father Matt, it was Doc Freitas, it was our announcer Jackson Mickey, it was Gary Overman's parents, and even some of the school administration. There were easily 200 members of the rugby family at USD 40 years ago. By far the largest club on campus. What brought us all together was the great sport of rugby. We need to keep this tradition alive, healthy, and growing. The nonprofit alumni association that was formed this year is intended to make that happen. Hopefully, we can all help it succeed so that future USD students will continue to have the great experience I did, the great memories, the great friendships that can only be forged through the great sport of rugby. In closing, again, I would like to say I'm very proud to be here tonight, and I'm very honored as a recipient of the recognition you have bestowed on me. I am humbled, and I thank you.